Okay, let's talk about a classic dilemma. It's one that's just as real for a leader today as it was for, an ancient hero. So, what do you do when every single choice you have is a bad one?
It's that moment of truth that really defines leadership, right? You're backed into a corner. There's only one way to go, and that's forward. But here's the catch. Every path forward has a price tag. It's the ultimate recurring test for anyone who's in charge.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our story revolves around the hero Odysseus. Now, after years of war and just wandering, he is on the final leg of his journey home to Ithaca. But there's always a but, right? Standing between him and home is one last, absolutely terrifying obstacle, the Strait of Messina.
And here's the thing. He can't turn back. He can't sail around it. The only way home is straight through. But this narrow passage, it's a trap. On one side, there's one kind of horror, and on the other, a different one. This means a terrible choice isn't just likely, it's completely, absolutely unavoidable.
So, what is he actually up against? Well, let's meet the monsters. And listen, this isn't some simple choice between bad and worse. Oh, no. This is a choice between two totally different kinds of disaster. Okay, so on one side of the strait, you've got Scylla. Picture this. Hidden in the cliffs, there's this grotesque monster with 6 heads, just waiting. If you get too close, she strikes like lightning and bam, 6 of your sailors are snatched right off the deck. It's a horrifying, terrible fate, but, and this is key, it's a known loss.
And on the other side, Charybdis. Now, this isn't some creature that just picks off a few sailors. Nope. This is a massive, all-consuming whirlpool. If your ship gets caught in that thing, it's over. It gets pulled under, splintered into a million pieces, and completely destroyed. The ship, the mission, every single person on board, gone. We're talking total annihilation. So here it is, the kind of calculation that every leader absolutely dreads. With Scylla, you're facing a guaranteed but limited loss. You know for a fact that 6 of your people are going to die. With Charybdis, you're looking at the risk of a total loss. Yeah, you might get through unscathed, but if you don't, everyone and everything is gone. So what's it going to be? A definite, incredibly painful sacrifice or a huge gamble that could end in complete destruction? Okay, the stakes are laid bare. It's all on the table. Odysseus, the leader who's responsible for his ship and his entire crew, he has to make the call. Time's up. There's no more debating. He has to commit to one path and live with whatever happens next. So what does he do? He makes the call. He steers his ship away from that all-or-nothing gamble of the whirlpool and sails straight towards the monster. He accepts the terrible but calculated sacrifice. He's choosing the path that guarantees the ship itself and most of his crew will survive to see another day.
And the cost? Man, it's immediate, and it's horrifying. 6. Just like that. 6 of his comrades are snatched right from the deck, right before his very eyes. That's the price of passage. It's a gut-wrenching, awful sacrifice, but it was a deliberate one. A choice he made to keep the mission alive and give everyone else a shot at making it home. And this really gets to the core of the whole dilemma, doesn't it? See, Odysseus wasn't choosing between a good option and a bad one. Why? Because in this situation, a perfect solution, it just didn't exist. His choice wasn't about finding some brilliant way to win. It was about choosing the least catastrophic way to lose.
So you might be thinking, how does this ancient horror story turn into some powerful lesson for us today? Well, it's because this isn't just a cool adventure tale. It's actually a really profound metaphor for the burdens of leadership everywhere. I mean, from the corporate boardroom all the way to your own personal life.
This right here, this is where the myth becomes a masterclass in leadership. Real leadership, a lot of the time, isn't about finding that perfect win-win solution. It's about having the clarity to see that the goal isn't the perfect choice, it's the best choice available. And sometimes, yeah, that means making a strategic sacrifice. It's an emotionally brutal call for sure, but it's a critical judgment you have to make to protect the bigger mission.
Which brings us to the bottom line, the ultimate takeaway. When you're in one of these impossible situations, what is a leader's most fundamental responsibility?
What does it all boil down to?
Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it's absolute. A leader's job is to save the ship. Now, whether that ship is your company, your team, or even your family's future, the goal is survival. The decision, no matter how painful it is, has to be the one that lets the mission continue. Think about it. Odysseus lost 6 men, a truly horrific price to pay, but by saving the ship, he saved everyone else. At the end of the day, he fulfilled his ultimate duty.
And so that leaves us with a question to think about. When you find yourself caught between your own version of Scylla and Charybdis, and there are just no good options anywhere in sight, how are you going to choose? What price will you decide is worth paying to save the ship?